Hey, what is up, guys? Welcome to the Fix This Build That Sunday night show, now at a new time, 8:30 Central Time. I'm Brad.
And I'm Susan.
And we're half hour early, and we've got a lot of people here, which is fantastic. We're loving it. It's the new time, and just trying to, with school back, and I know we did it, we've been doing it for years, but definitely easier, and especially we have a middle schooler who gets up super early now, and I guess we only really had that for like 6 months before, so we didn't really get the full effect of it last year because he was home remote learning. Anyway, if you've not seen it yet, today I just launched the bookcase and built-in integrated desk video, and it was awesome. We were super excited about it. We were just up there putting our guy to sleep, and he's already started decorating it with his Legos. If you watch the video, you'll see we decorated it as kind of a trendy
it was
office.
styled,
right? Which, by the way, you did a wonderful job on that.
Thank you.
She crushed it on that, on the styling. And if you've not seen the video, go check it out. And big kudos to Chris, our editor, and he's the digital content lead for the company.
Right.
I don't want to shortchange him. I always say editor because I think people relate to that easier, but he does way more than that. And he also came up with the idea for the thumbnail, which was hilarious.
Yeah.
If you haven't seen that, go check it out. So we're super excited, and that one's a while in the making because huge, and painting and all that good stuff.
Back to school and all kinds of things were happening at the same time.
And we had a development with
complication.
We had a complication. Before we get into that complication, we want to thank some new members to the Builders Club. We had Kassie Krusely and Dave Jones. So welcome to the Builders Club. If you're not familiar with what that is basically the inner circle of the Fix This Build That audience, where they get early access to videos when I'm not camping and can't put it out. But I did it like the same exact time. They get behind the scenes footage as well as, or behind the scenes content, not extra footage. Free plans and shout outs in the lives as well as in the video outro. So thank you to everybody that is part of that. If you want to join in and help support the channel, you can go to fixthisbuildthat.com/Builders Club. And thank you to all the Builders Club members that are here tonight as well. All right. Why don't we greet some folks? We'll keep them in suspense just a little bit.
Let's do that.
Just a little bit. I love that. There were so many people here. Like the chat was like rolling when I came in.
That's great.
8:30. Good job, guys. Good job.
Is this a better time? I mean, I'm assuming everyone's here at 8:30, so this was not a bad time.
It's a good time for them.
Right.
For all the people that come on at 9.
You can speak on behalf of everyone right now.
All right. We got Marcus Caius. He says, "Good evening, Ryan." I'm not sure if he's talking to somebody else or if he thinks my name's Ryan. It's not. It's Brad.
No.
You got Katie here. What's up,
Maybe
Katie?
he's talking
You got
to
Stan.
Ryan in the chat.
I know, I was looking, I don't see any Ryans. We got Mike Donaldson, Cody Miller, what's up, guys, what's up? And Travis in the house.
Hey.
And Mike says, I'm glad it's moved up. He's on EST and needs his beauty sleep. I hear you, man. For the Eastern time folks, it's pretty late by the time we end.
Yeah.
So it's all good. It's all good. So let's see here, who else we have? I'm scrolling up in the comments. The FTBT Ride or Die crew. That's right, Katie. And let's see here. Brian Farnth. What's up, Brian? Pleasant surprise on the East Coast. And James McIntyre, Broadtry. And the Creeker dudes. What's up, man?
Hey.
Awesome. And Mario. What's up, Mario Turcotti in the house. Cool. Well, welcome everybody. So we
I feel like we need the beer for this conversation.
We do. Beer of the week. We're not really trying to draw this out. But Katie, you weren't even here when we shouted you out last week.
Yeah.
So we had Yeehaw Bruise, the same one from last week, just because we had a couple more left over.
Right.
I went camping, so if I didn't really say that. I went camping with the boys, my boys. I said it in a post. I was like, I went camping with the boys.
It sounds like you're like with
It sounds like
friends.
I'm like out with my homies. Like, no, this is like our boys.
Right.
We have 2 sons, and we went to a father-son retreat camp thing.
Yep.
It was amazing. It was highly recommend if you're a father with sons. And then Susan's going on a mother-daughter. So if you're a mother with daughters.
In a month.
And if you're either one of those, I don't know if those would be appropriate because I don't think that actually works, but
who knows?
Go do something on the weekend. I'm sure there's plenty. I'm sure there's mother-son and father-daughter ones as well. I'm sure there's plenty. But anyway, highly recommended. Great way to just connect with your kids and enjoy some time away from everything else. So that was fantastic. And while I was gone, Susan was drinking some Yeehaw
I had some
IPA,
Yeehaws.
Fine Southern Brew from Johnson City, Tennessee, from Yeehaw Brewery. So,
Thank you,
courtesy
Katie.
of Katie, who did a super chat a couple weeks ago, and we used the money to buy it.
Yep. Still delicious.
Still, that's quite good. All right, so enough suspense. We had to make a change because of my asthma and my allergies. I ended up it was when Smokey, our dog, came. He was hypoallergenic, so he's a sheepadoodle.
Right.
The reason we got him was because he was supposed to be hypergenic. I have a dog allergy. Our son has a dog allergy, and our son was fine.
Do you have a dog allergy?
Or maybe I don't. I don't know. Whatever.
I don't think you. I think our son Tyler has
have a cat allergy
pretty,
for sure.
Yeah, everyone in the family is allergic to cats except for our daughter. But then our son is very allergic to dogs, and so we did our research and figured out that we thought this would. They can never guarantee that a hypoallergenic dog would really not trigger your allergies. But we have a friend who had a dog from the same breeder, and he was fine around him.
Yep.
So we felt pretty confident going in. And the good news was that
it worked.
It was great for him. Like, he had no issues.
But
however,
unfortunately, it triggered my asthma, and I started having problems breathing. I couldn't breathe very well. And we tried some different medicines and some different things, and consulted with our allergist, and it was basically like, yeah, you're just kind of hosed, man. That's what it is.
Yeah, and you had never had this issue with dogs before.
I had not.
But we had never lived with a dog in our home before.
So
we did not see that coming.
Unfortunately, Smokey no longer lives in our house. Fortunately, he now lives with my parents.
Right.
Who are just down the road a ways.
They're pretty close.
About 20, 25 minutes away. And Smokey now has a new home with them. So we're going to get to see him and hang out with him, and he's going to be in our life. Just not in our house.
It's
a big
living the life right now.
Yeah. It's
he's getting spoiled.
It is. Grandma and grandpa are like.
Well, they're
really
like mom and dad
him.
now, but they're so sweet. Yeah.
But yeah, we're not.
Right.
We're not dog parents anymore.
No, we're dog aunt and uncles that.
Which is super weird
bought
because
the dog originally.
Yeah.
We picked you out, and you live somewhere else. What?
He stopped when you looked over there.
What?
Big old spider crawling
gross.
this way.
Anyway, so it was a tough conversation with our kids.
Like spiders, sorry.
Yeah, okay. But telling the kids was probably one of the hardest things we've ever had to do. I don't think I want to see. Oh! The spider fought back.
You should have that on camera.
Oh my gosh. It was dramatic.
Want to die.
Wow. Anyway, so telling the kids was really hard. But they've adjusted really quickly because he's at Brad's parents. So we've already gone to visit him. So that is definitely the silver lining. And Brad's parents are happy to have him. So it worked out. It was just not how we had planned it. But that's kind of life sometimes, you know?
Is.
You make plans and then
we no
you
longer
have
have
to
a dog,
be flexible.
but
so
it's all good.
But we can still see him. It's all good.
That's right.
Yeah.
Right. All right.
We might still build some things for him
Yeah,
to have at their house.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Spark Tabulous. What is up, man? From Texas. Awesome. Glad you can make it. Ryan Matthews in the house. Maybe Ryan was on before because it doesn't. Sometimes it doesn't. It doesn't get in there. Missed the last live because he was camping. That's awesome. That's awesome. Cool. Yeah. So and thank you, Ace Justin says thanks for the video is awesome. Tyrone Pelfrey. What's up, my man? Hitting right into the questions. I like it, Ryan. And I guess frankly, we've got some things to catch up on. We've got some social. Well, sorry. I was going to talk about what we're working on next.
Okay.
We got a few things to catch up on from a business standpoint, as well as I've got some social things for some sponsors, which I teased a little bit last week. I think Chuck may be making a little cameo in some of this content, so it'll be fun.
Chuck's been off camping for a while now.
Chuck has been off camping. Tyler was like, I thought Chuck was going to be in this video. I was like, no, man, sorry.
Sorry. Thanks for planning on that.
We got a few things that are like non-YouTube things that we need to work on, blog-related type stuff.
Yep.
And so we'll be working on that. And then we do have the next video is supposed to be a dog bowl, customized dog bowl feeder.
We could still do that.
Maybe we might still do that.
Your mom was saying, they're so cute. They do all this research, and she's constantly telling me, I don't know if you heard this, she said, that they've researched that the bowls need to be higher because it's better for his digestion. I'm telling you, this dog is getting like the ultimate in care.
Okay.
I don't know, but she said we're gonna have to buy a holder thing. I'm like, don't buy it. Brad will make it.
Yeah,
so we can still do that. Plus, he's a really messy eater, so that might help.
He likes to pick up the food and then just like spit it out.
If the water bowl is empty, which it shouldn't be, I mean, I get it, but he'll just pick it up and like throw it. Like that's his really rude way of being like, listen, people, I'm thirsty.
Yes.
So anyway,
So anyway, that's what's coming
up.
But let's see here. Brian asked about my opinion on Sawzall blades. Which brands have I been pleased with just for cutting wood? The ones I use the most, and honestly, it's just because they've sent a lot to me, frankly, and I've used them. But they're also very readily available at Home Depot. Are the Diablo blades, and those are like, I don't even know. Like I know Spider makes some, but I use some Milwaukee ones for metal cutting, but for wood, I mostly use the Diablo ones. They're good blades, like, not just because, so they came out with a lot of new tech, and I went 2 or 3 years in a row, I went to their Diablo event where they like unveiled new stuff, and I think about 3 years ago, they unveiled a lot of new carbide teeth cutting blades for their Sawzalls, and they are really nice blades. I don't know what the pricing is like, but they're typically pretty good. They're typically pretty competitive, but it is a premium blade. So yeah, and there's so many options, like as far as if you want pure metal or pure wood.
Like narrow it down. Don't like what would you use for cutting wood?
What did he say? No, he said which brands.
Which brands? I don't know. If it was me, I'd want to be like, what is Brad's top pick for cutting wood? Like
my top pick is the one I can grab. It's like there's so many. That's the thing about Sawzall blades, reciprocating saw blades. There's so many options. There are so many options.
And you can switch them out really easily too.
And they're very easy to. Yeah. There's like a lot of different options and size and the tooth count and like and it's so like. Typically, the lower the tooth count or the higher the tooth count, it's more like a metal blade. So a metal blade might be a 24 tooth per inch, whereas a wood blade might, they don't even really tell you. They kind of tell you on the metal ones. For the wood ones, it's more like, oh, hey, this one's for wood. But they all have the Diablo ones. It'll say wood on it. Like they're pretty good about that. Like on the graphic of the blade, it'll tell you what it's for. So it'll say wood or wood and metal or wood and metal embedded wood, demolition, pruning blades.
Pruning blades?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. Here, I'll go grab a couple.
Why have you been using this?
I have been using them.
What have you been pruning with it?
I don't know. Stuff.
He said, I don't know. Stuff. We have a bunch of bushes outside that need to get trimmed. I don't think that'd be the right job for that. But pruning, I mean, this is like one of those things that like I have in my mind the idea of like what a Sawzall could be used for, and I would never have thought of pruning.
So these were just a few. I just grabbed. I don't have a good storage system for these at all.
What?
I know. I was just thinking about it. Well, it's because it's in the one I've not replaced yet. So you can see this one's been.
Stay tuned, folks.
This one's been highly used.
Wow, you wore the paint off.
Yep, and this is, so when I said 24, that's probably way too aggressive. So this is 10 teeth per inch, and that would be a metal cutting blade, and also because of the shape of it. I think this is one of their like carbide or cast iron style ones. This is kind of a similar one. It's not the exact same one, but it's like I said, it might actually, I take that back. This is the exact same one.
Is that what the red one is, what that one looked like before, and then all the red came off?
No, see, it's not, because look, they're slightly different. This one's 8, so this one's 8 teeth per inch. This one's 10 teeth, so like it's like so similar. You can, I don't know if it can tell you. Yeah, these teeth are smaller than these. But so this says thick metal.
Approximately.
$5, $3.
So you can just have a whole bunch of them and try out different ones.
But then this one is more like a wood and metal blade. So it's like a bi-metal blade.
That looks kind of fierce with the angle on the front.
And this one, I don't even know how many teeth per inch because it's all worn off. Again, highly used. This is, and look, this is even a different one. 12. So we've got 9, 10, and 12 teeth per inch. This is for thin metal conduits. Like you can get a blade, and this is just like a super generic one that came with a Sawzall at some point.
Who came up with the Sawzall? Who was the first? Milwaukee. So I'm telling you,
Sawzall
this was like such a cool invention.
Sawzall is actually like Kleenex. Oh. Sawzall is actually the Milwaukee brand name for their reciprocating saws.
Or like Jello.
Yeah. Exactly.
Interesting.
And so a lot of people will, and like skill saw. So a lot of people will call a jigsaw a skill saw
because that was the first one.
Yeah, there's like the prominent one. So if you didn't know that, that's why people call them Sawzalls.
I mean,
it's actually, they still call them like a Milwaukee Sawzall.
It's a great name too.
It is. But it's like if you're working with a brand, if you're ever working with a brand like I do, and like you have to catch yourself. Because I can't call it Sawzall because they're like, you can't.
Right.
That's
right.
Because if it's not
Makes
Milwaukee,
sense.
they don't want you talking about it.
Don't talk about the competition.
That's right. So anyway, that was a long explanation,
we learned all
right?
kinds of things, and it was on topic. This was no gherkin conversation here, folks. We're staying away from the pickle talk tonight. If anyone was not here 2 weeks ago, they were very confused.
Yeah.
Just go back.
Brad one, spider none. That's right.
I'm telling you, that spider was like jumping.
I went down and it like jumped to the side.
It looked like it was going toward your feet.
Yeah, I'm wearing sandals also. So.
I know, I noticed that as you were flopping around. Well, not flopping. Your shoes were flopping.
Oh no, they had to rehome the beagles. Yeah.
It's tough.
Can't go that long without human contact. I bet. Yeah. It was super tough.
I mean, telling the kids was the worst. But then they've adjusted really quickly.
Tears were shed all around.
Oh my gosh, yeah. But like I said, it's kind of it's a good situation where we can visit him.
Ooh.
So that's really, we're very lucky. We're very thankful for that. It would have been a million times harder if he was just going to somebody else, and like we were maybe not really see him ever again. That'd be hard. It'd be hard on us too.
Lumber update.
Well, what's the lumber report?
$474.
Whoa.
Almost back to pre-COVID pricing.
Dang.
And the price is expected to continue to fall.
Nice.
A round of applause for
now, are the house prices going to...
Thank
Sorry.
You. Yeah.
I had to make up for
away
it
from the mic.
with
You
my
gotta go
faster.
away from the mic. Yeah, go ahead. It's close to my mic now.
Anyway, I saw something on Twitter, but I have not had a chance to read it yet. And they were under COVID. They were saying something about housing prices peaking and falling. The COVID mania of house prices.
Well, we've seen that here too.
Hopefully.
The housing prices, we've seen a lot of price decreases.
Right.
I mean, everybody shot for the moon. There's this one place around here. It's actually, I believe it's Dave Ramsey's house.
Oh, yeah.
Did you see it sold?
Did it really?
Was that the one that was $15 million?
I think he started off at 12.
Okay, what was another one? The one
I'm
on
looking it up. You keep talking.
King Circle Court.
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
It was listed for
like. Be googling his address.
Like if the $15 million house comes up in
well,
your
everyone
area,
around here knew
you gotta
approximately
look at
where
it.
he lived anyway.
Right, and so anyway, it was listed for $15 million, and it sold for $10 million.
Oh, is it not even on here anymore?
I mean, that's a substantial price. Well, when it's sold, it won't come up.
Isn't this the one? 8.2.
Oh yeah, it was on the same road. King.
This is the house, honey.
Okay, so he started at 12 and went to 8.
It's not even listed as contingent, though. I'm confused.
No, it's a different house. The other one sold.
Oh, but his has not sold.
Right.
Oh, I thought he's
So-
at 8.2. He started off at 12. I'm pretty sure.
If you list your house for $15 million, I guess you're okay. Like that's like if you listed your house at $150,000 and you sold it for $100,000. That's like
he started off at 9.4. I have to.
That's a serious
give him
price
credit.
tag. But if you're at 15, and what's $5 million among friends?
Right.
So.
There's a house around here that is listed for. Is it 15 million? It's insane. Like
insane.
you would never need to go on vacation. You couldn't afford to go on vacation for one thing, but it looks
a $15 million
ridiculous.
house, I don't think you have to worry about it.
I know. Yeah. Well, that's why. My favorite though, and you know this, is it was listed as a hot home. Like it was going to be flying off the shelves. And like, how many people have that money? No, it's still on the market, folks.
That's right.
It's insane.
T-Hub, what's up, my man?
Craziness.
Happy second Saturday. Is there a reference there? I don't get that.
Second
I mean, it's
Saturday?
the day after Saturday. I guess it's second Saturday.
Yeah. Pre-Monday.
Pre-Monday. Let's see here. Oh, Kayla Landry, how you doing? All right. Let's see here. Not sure. Creeker Dudes, some old FTBT lives in January said, I was envious of John Malecki and his gang of wood bros. I don't know exactly what I was talking about that Creeker Dude.
Man.
Oh, yeah.
You're like going
Jordan.
to
Yeah. I'd be like Jordan because half the time I don't know what I'm doing. Yes, yeah. John's got quite a crew over there, and yes, I frankly am envious of that. I wish it would be nice. I mean, I can't honestly. I could fit one other person in here, but I couldn't fit. I couldn't have a team of 4 working.
Right. We would need a freestanding shop.
Right.
And that's hard.
But
to come by right
that
now.
is like something as a content creator, as a home content creator. that, it's kind of isolating. I mean, it's not kind of, it is. I mean, if I didn't have Susan here,
He'd be crazy.
I would get
the
so
one
much
year
done,
that I was
but
teaching and you you did though.
I was prolific
Dude,
when Susan was
that
not around.
year, but also it was
I put out so many videos and I was just...
I know, but it was also the first year you were full-time.
It was the first year, so I was
and
like...
so he was like
foot to the
making
floor.
it work, so he didn't have to go back to...
Right, to work.
Corporate America.
To corporate.
Right.
I was boosted to the ground,
But you had a
foot
hard
to the pedal,
time.
whatever you want to call it. But yeah, it's lonely, right? There's nobody around to talk to.
I know.
I end up calling Johnny Brooke half the time and being like, Johnny, what's up?
You and Johnny. Brad's like always out there working, and I'm like, who are you talking to? Johnny.
Johnny and I, we're a good combo, or a bad combo if you look at it. We both like to chat, and so every time we talk, it's like an hour.
Yeah. No, but yeah, like I really think if I weren't here, you would be, I don't know what you would do all day. I mean, I know you would get work done, but
I'd get a dog.
No, you wouldn't. You wouldn't be able to breathe. We now have established. Now we know this information. It's important. So anyway,
I
know. One day maybe you'll have a big old team in shop.
Home insurance is going down as well. All right.
Interesting.
Cool. It was up. I don't know if it's coming back down. But yeah.
Well, that's exciting.
It's all good.
Yeah, our house price is falling where other people are. I mean, we live in Nashville, and so it's insane here. And I know there's other regions that are also really crazy.
I think Nashville was we were definitely in the top 10.
Yeah.
I watched one guy's, and he did this one thing. It was like, what was it? It was the number of available houses and the rise in price.
Oh.
And Nashville actually was okay on the number.
Really?
The number sold. Like, not that we were down in like the teens maybe, versus like up in 5, 6, or 7 or something like that.
Like LA or whatever.
Yeah, there were a lot of like the ones where those were like the same, it was like high on both ends.
Yeah. They are doing a lot of building around here. It's just that everything is so expensive, and there are a lot of people moving to this area. But that's been the case for years before COVID.
Yeah.
But I think it got amplified. A lot of people are moving here from California, New York, New Jersey.
Big Willie. He thought he was early.
Hey, Big Willie.
He's coming in. He's like, oh, dang, half hour early. Forgot. What's up?
What's up?
We got Scott Walsh in here as well. I know. I mean, honestly, we didn't have a lot of people on it. We were like, we got 15 people? 17 right now?
That's right. It's a cozy conversation.
Yeah, it's a cozy conversation.
It's a cozy conversation.
People are gonna be coming in. Thomas Dicker, what's my take on CNC machines? I love them. Yep. I was going to say I like them, but then I just changed. I was like, I like them, love them. Yeah, I've got one. I've got the X-Carve CNC. They are a sponsor of the channel, for full transparency.
I would say that you do love them, right? Mm-hmm. And they are great for like fine-tuned, detailed, highly precise things. You don't use them on every single project.
No.
But they're like a great tool to have in your arsenal.
So in general, I love them, and not because that I use them all the time. I love what they can do for you.
Yeah.
And also, I love that people can and do make businesses out of them, because it is great to be able to, it's great for production type stuff, right? So if you want to do a lot of widgets, like whatever that is, if you want to do some custom signs or whatever, a lot of people do that. They'll do calligraphy style signs, all kinds of different stuff. Is that you can design, use your skills for designing, push the button, let it go, clean it up, finish it, whatever. Have other people do that. So just being able to,
it gives you lots of options.
Yeah, being able to use that as a way to make money, which is a good thing to do, because they're expensive, right? I mean, it's like a $2,000 machine, so you want it to be able to earn its keep.
Right. And
that's a great way to do it, is to sell stuff on the side, and it's just so much easier, because you don't have to spend a lot of time. You just hit it and like put a camera on it, set it and forget it. Go Ronco on it, and yeah, it's a great option in a shop. So I'm all about it. But my background's in mechanical engineering, so I earned my chops in design and stuff like that. So not design, but just learning CAD and those things. And I've used SketchUp since I learned AutoCAD in college back in the late 90s, late 90s, and then got into SketchUp very early on in that. I think maybe 2005, 2006, somewhere around there. I started using SketchUp, and I've been 3D modeling for a couple decades now.
You've got expertise in that area. Well,
I guess
Brad,
I do.
You're a very tech person anyway. Like
yes.
He's a very,
I love computers. I love
outside of the shop, in the shop, like just it's all precision and tech. So That's definitely
So
up your
CNCs
alley.
are like pulling at my heartstrings.
Yeah. So.
Yes. Lisa, what's up? Let's see here. Oh, sorry, I thought that was a question. She was talking about buying and why prices are up.
What now?
Mike says he's not ready for prices to come down yet. He's got 3 or 4 weeks before he's going to sell his house.
Oh,
yeah,
man.
you gotta.
You better get moving.
You better.
Well, I don't
get
know.
moving because.
I mean, they say that, but then there's still houses around here that hit the market and they go.
Yeah.
But
if you've got a good house, I think the market is still hot. Like
Right.
if you've got like a 3 or 4 bedroom kind of second tier house. I mean, I'm sure probably the
right
starter
price.
homes are probably also.
Right.
But I'm thinking like around here in the area that we're at, it's mostly second houses, right? Like it's a family with 2 or 3.
House?
I mean, like a second house. Like you buy your first house and you buy your second house.
Yeah.
Like
Well, no,
families that have 2 or 3 kids, right? When
I
I'm thinking
would
of.
disagree with that.
Don't worry, I'm still right. I'm just saying, like around here, these are not starter homes, and so like the ones that are really going super hot, it's like those people who have, and it might be it could be a first home purchase, but it's like the 3 to 4 bedroom, a little bit larger. It's not like it's not like the 1 and 2 bedroom houses.
I think around here, to get a 1 or 2 bedroom house, it's going to be a condo or it's going to be a townhome.
Right. You just don't have.
They just don't have them. They can't afford to build them anymore.
That's true.
And so even before COVID, years before COVID, people had a hard time getting in this area looking for starter homes because there just wasn't much.
Smarter homes.
And like before COVID, to get a house under $300,000 was an accomplishment. Now,
right. And now
you just couldn't do it.
You're just hosed.
So yeah, they are definitely second
all
homes.
over my
But then you see the other end of the spectrum. Like there's a house. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. It's $3 million, the farmhouse looking thing, and it's just ridiculously overpriced though for what you're getting. I mean, first of all, it's $3 million, and shockingly, no bites. Like that thing has been on the market for a while.
People are swinging for the fences.
You can shoot the
moon,
moon, but you might miss.
Swinging for the fences.
Yeah.
All right, Creeker Dudes. Any recommendations on what brand of 90-degree angle clamps to buy? I'm not really sure. There's a few style 90-degree angle clamps. Let me see. I think I have one right here. But if you're talking about this one, clearly you are not going to be able to buy this.
No.
This is a
this was like a machine.
Craftsman. Yeah, this is
Was this
just
your
a
grandpa's?
horrible. Yes.
Oh.
So are you talking about this one, Krieger Dudes? I'm just going to assume you are. If you're not, then let me know. But I just realized something. Is that for like a cut?
He's making
Are you supposed to
observations.
cut with this? Because there's like a curve thing. I never really noticed that. I never paid attention.
How long have you had this thing?
Since I was born. No, I don't know. A while. But
Like 15 years
I like
probably,
this style. This style is actually kind of cool where you can just put them in there and then join them together. I actually think that this is made to saw, so that way if you had two, that's brilliant actually. You put one piece in. This is fantastic. So if you have the saw, you put, if you're going to cut them by hand, you put one piece in, you cut it, then you put the other piece in and cut it, and they're automatically going to fit perfect because it's, it doesn't matter what angle this is at necessarily because they're complementary, as long as this is 90 degrees.
You should test that out, make sure.
I should. That's actually a great video thing, like testing old tools and get a bunch of these like old school Craftsman style, like super crappy. I mean,
Super crappy?
Yeah, it's like cast poo and no, it's.
Oh, it looks nice. It's not nice.
No, it's not nice.
Oh.
It's just like pot metal type. It's not like it's not aluminum. It's like it's just like, yeah. If you drop that, it'd probably crack in half.
I mean,
but anyway,
these things are rattling. The rest of it seems pretty sturdy.
I was gonna get a haircut today, and
oh my gosh.
They,
tell them why you haven't had a haircut in so long.
I haven't had a haircut in so long because the beginning of that video, in the beginning of the video, if everybody has watched it, well, I recorded it, so kind of like a little behind the movie magic. We emptied the room and then I painted it.
The wall, the feature wall.
Before I started on the bookcases.
Right.
But in the video, it looks like I did it at the end.
Right. Because we had to get that footage.
Because I wanted to, I wanted to like do the building first, and that was for
Right.
the sponsor. The sponsor was 3M. One of the sponsors. The other sponsor is Woodcraft, by the way. Woodcraft is awesome. Go check them out. And so I had this big shaggy hair at the end, and I knew it was going to be at the end of the video, and I was like, I can't get a haircut. And then like halfway through the video, I've got a haircut, and then all of a sudden I come back and I'm like, now let's go paint the room, because I like recorded that beforehand, because like I had to record the stuff beforehand before we I just needed to do all that stuff.
It was like out of order.
And so,
filming,
right. And so since this project took like 2 weeks plus, I'm like, I can't get a haircut until I finish the video.
That reminds me, you were going to get one today. You can't get one today either.
Get one what?
Obviously, a haircut. Chuck?
Oh, yeah. Well, Chuck might have. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. So anyway, behind the scenes.
So that's why I haven't gotten a haircut.
Yes.
Woodpecker or Incra for precision rules. Cody. I've not used a lot of Incra stuff. I don't know if all Incra stuff is. I think Incra's colors are gold and red. I don't like that gold look. I would get the Woodpecker stuff.
Sorry, what?
They're like gold.
So okay.
I just don't. I think they look gaudy. I don't like them.
So it's like the aesthetic of the tools. You don't want them in your shop because you don't like how they look.
Yeah, for sure. I wouldn't get.
It does not fit his color scheme.
No,
I mean, I
just
could see that it would clash with
the red,
Baltic birch cabinets.
And red is part of the Fixes Build That logo.
True.
So
Gold
I
is very
prefer the red.
though.
I prefer the red.
Okay.
So I'd go Woodpeckers because
What do
they're
they
red.
look like? What is it called? Incra?
Incra.
How do you spell it?
CRA.
I'm looking them up.
But as far as like actual usability, I think they're probably right on par with each other, honestly. Scott, how much does YouTube influence what projects you do? And do you want to make projects that you think your audience wouldn't like? Yeah.
This thing's expensive.
Yeah, see? Gold.
I mean,
I think that...
Sorry.
They're right. I think that it definitely does.
What was the question?
The question was like, do you make projects based upon what YouTube likes? And it's basically what the audience likes, not what YouTube likes. But yeah, it does, because there are some things that I know that won't do well. Like we're just like, so we used to do some like home decor things, like she's just like laughs. Yeah, just like like a.
We tried. You gotta.
I don't even
it's
know.
like throwing the spaghetti at the wall and seeing what sticks.
Right. So like there's things
it.
that I would like to build for the house that I don't, because I just know that the videos won't do well because they're like too simple, or like they're like wall art, stuff like that. People just don't dig that, and so I'm like, yeah, whatever. It doesn't really bother me because I have so many things I want to build. It's not a big deal to be like, well, I'm not going to do these because they won't do well on YouTube.
I have to say though, I have been conditioned at this point that when I am out at a store and I see, this happened the other day when I was looking for staging items, there was a wooden tray that would be great for like a dining room table, and then you put like pumpkins on it or whatever. And it was just a very simple wooden long rectangular tray, and it was like $30 or $40.
Ridiculous.
See? And I was like, that is nice. I like the look of it. But if I brought this home,
she'd be fine.
My husband would be like, nope, take it back. But he doesn't have time to build it either, and it wouldn't make a good video for us because it's just too small, unless it was part of something bigger. And then like the other thing that I saw, but even I thought it was too expensive. Well, like, have you seen those it's like a wooden tray with the grid in it, and it's tic-tac-toe pieces.
Oh, yeah.
I really think one of those would be so cool. Like,
it would,
in our
but
family room.
And that's like, so where that it is, and so it's just like a little wooden grid.
Yeah.
But that's a perfect example. Like,
right.
I wouldn't build that for the channel because it just wouldn't.
It's too small.
It's too small. It wouldn't
and
do well.
Everywhere.
People wouldn't like it.
Yeah.
And I would probably use the CNC on it, and but I wouldn't let her buy it either, because I'm like, I could build that, and so that's one of the things that it gets lost in between.
We never get it.
It never gets built.
They had it at Target. It was like
30.
I think
it was like
30. Maybe it was at home. It was $20 or $30.
Out of like $7
and I was like,
of
goodness gracious!
MDF.
If this was $15 or less, I could take it home and be like, listen, I got it for like $12.99, and then I think he would be okay with it.
You could convince me for that.
But for $30 or $40, there's no way.
Not gonna happen.
Yeah.
Not gonna happen.
So that kind of stuff we don't do. But then also you've really been trying to lean into, Brad has been trying to lean into doing things that he's excited about. And like, you do want to have things that are going to do well, obviously. Like, this is our business, right? Or things that we think the audience are going to like, or have a great plan for them. That's always nice if that can happen. But
also like larger scale.
Right. But also, you also just want to do some things that you find interesting and fun. That's kind of how the whole hidden drawer thing came about. Like, it was like,
we gotta do some more hidden stuff.
I know, it's been a while. Macy wants a loft bed. She was plugging it tonight.
I'll hide her in
Our daughter was like, so when is Dad gonna make me a new bed? I'm like, listen, girl, you are not even on the list right now. Like,
No.
probably sometime after Christmas. Like, you gotta get yourself on the content calendar.
That's right.
Earlier in the game.
Daniel Pikes,
So.
you're not alone. Do not worry. He said, I'm looking, I can see the graph of when people came in at like 9 o'clock. It's like, it like doubled. So,
Surprise!
For everybody who forgot, we are now starting at 8:30
Yep.
p.m. You're not late.
You're not. You
If
were
you
on
were
time.
last week, you're on time, but you are late. So
Well, I mean, like,
next week, 8:30.
You definitely get a pass.
Yeah.
Right.
And this worked well for us.
It did. It forced us to be better
So,
about our evening
and
with
if
the
you're
kids.
East Coast, it works well for you as
Yeah.
well. All right, what else do we have here?
right.
So Creeker Dude says, not the clamp like my grandpa's. One used to clamp 2 perpendicular boards on each end with keep clamps. Not sure what that really means.
Okay. I see my name. Susan, check out the...
Yeah, I'm not really following you there, Creeker Dudes. Let's see. Where we got a lot of people read about Midwest. Lisa says, Susan, check out the wooden tic-tac-toe grids that use teepee for the O's. They're so whimsical and it'll be great for the kids' bathroom. Oh. Yeah. It's like
Maybe never... Here's the problem with that. If we could put it in Macy's bathroom, that would work. Nobody in this house wants to use the boys' bathroom. No. Because it's not been updated.
Like
We're so funny. All 5 of us are like that. And it's not a bad bathroom. It's even clean.
All 5 of us shower in our shower.
Not at the same time.
Not together.
No. But everyone uses our shower because it's the nicest. Is everybody else like that too? Their kids get old enough, they take showers, but they only want to do them in your shower because it's the nice shower. There's like natural light in that room. Yeah. But yeah, we don't use the boys' bathroom. None of us. We'll just go down the hallway to Macy's because it's nicer. Or downstairs.
Tames had an interesting little input. He said, make that stuff as a YouTube Shorts series. Huh. That's an interesting idea, David. I like that.
Yeah, for sure.
I like that. It'd be like,
or like also TikTok. TikTok. I don't know how that would do on TikTok.
Uh-oh. Scott. Dad it yourself forgot about the early start as well.
Scott.
It's all right. It's all good.
Just kidding.
It's all good. Still working on the backsplash. How's that going, man? You getting in there?
Oh, man.
All right. Hopefully
it'll be so good when it's
good.
done. Our kitchen, we walk in there now, I have 0 regrets about changing our kitchen.
So fantastic.
It's so pretty.
And
the backsplash is beautiful.
Yes.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Animation Creations.
Ooh, that's a nice name.
Since he started working, it basically ruined shopping for him since he looks at things and knows how much they actually cost to make. 100%, because, it's like one of those things. When you're a maker of sorts, and that's where it starts getting dangerous, because I'm like, well, same thing, like, or DIYer, not only stuff that you're out, but then like if something is going bad at your house and you're like, oh, I got a leaky faucet, I should really call you're not going to call the plumber, you're going to fix it yourself.
Not if you're Brad Rodriguez.
But then that kind of can snowball. And so what can happen is that, you like, it's like you just deferred maintenance and you're like, oh, I'll get around to that.
Right.
I've not been too bad about that.
No, you've been pretty good about that. And I
like
will
this house,
say,
I've been bad in I used to have rental property. I bought a 2-family house that I lived in when the first house I bought. And then after we moved out, I kept it and rented it. That was the plan all along. And I was good about the small stuff, but there was a lot of deferred maintenance.
It was a 100-year-old home in Cincinnati,
it needed a lot of maintenance,
stuff you have to get to.
Yeah.
But we don't have this anymore, so it's good. I will say you are much better now about outsourcing at times.
Yes.
It takes a lot, though. Our kitchen cabinets, we hired someone to paint them, and I was shocked. And, you can't do the countertops. How would you do your own counters?
I mean, like
cement,
and have
maybe,
have them install them myself. I don't know.
I'm just saying.
I'm just talking.
Even we had the interior of our house painted, and that is, how long have we been married? 16 years?
Maybe.
Yes, 16 years.
16.
That was the first time we have ever hired a painter, and it was only because we had. I know. It
hurt like right here. I paid somebody to paint my house. I was like, why am I paying? But it was actually a good price.
It was a good price.
And it was, we have a 2-story foyer. When you walk in, there's stairs immediately. And so it's like
fairly big. It's big. It's a lot of wall space.
And so I don't have the ladders to do it. And I was like, wow. And then it's like, we had them paint that. And then because they paint that, it's got to extend throughout the house. So it's like, all right, well, if they're going to paint that, they may as well paint all the hallways upstairs.
And it was nice just to get it done, right?
And they were done in like a day,
Dude,
2 days.
They
it would
were
have taken me a week.
Right.
So yes,
it's like a time versus money thing.
I paid to have my house painted on the
But,
interior. I'm not proud of it, but I did. I will never pay to have an individual room painted.
No. Well, we did the bonus room.
That was part of the whole deal, though.
True.
So I don't consider that.
Well, they were like,
I was like, I wouldn't pay.
I said the bonus
That's my
room.
point. They're already there.
True.
So I wouldn't like pay somebody to paint one.
Like a bedroom or something.
Yeah, like a 12 by 14 room.
And
like,
the bonus room has a vaulted ceiling, so it does get high.
That was large as well.
And I was like, at first I said, no, just the hallways and the foyer.
And then we asked, they were like, how much
we could do
to add
that.
the room?
They were like,
it was like $150.
It was so cheap, like because we're already here, like we'll just, and it was
and they're
so
gonna have
affordable.
we already
like,
paid for the paint. And they're like,
I like how we're justifying it to ourselves. And then it was done, But
it was done. Okay.
But building something or like buying furniture, like when I'm talking to my family and they buy furniture like at a furniture store, I'm like, what is that like? Yeah. I don't even know. I mean,
all right, what else do we have here?
Whatever.
What else do we have?
Yeah, moving on.
Mario Turcotti, he says only 5 thumbs up. Let's go. Everybody who's watching, just hit that thumbs up. Let's hear it.
What are we thumbs
We'll never
up?
ask for people to like just like the video. Go ahead. Let's see what happens. Let's see if it extends. See if we get more people.
Like it.
I don't know. Give it a thumbs up. See what happens. See how it feels.
Let's do a little test. It's just a test.
See how it feels. All right. Let's see here. Where did it go? It was blah blah blah. I missed it. Sorry. It's not blah blah blah. Facebook Marketplace. Yeah, Facebook Marketplace is the worst.
For what now?
Everything. Woodworking stuff.
Why is it worst?
Like people selling woodworking stuff. Like they just sell like pallet wood. He's saying pallet wood shelves for like a bunch of money.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Teresa.
Hey,
hello.
Teresa.
We are not flooding. There was some horrible flooding west of us. It was about an hour west of us. They had 17 inches of rain, I believe,
in 24
hours, which obviously is completely insane. It rained like crazy when we were camping. I was camping this weekend with my boys.
Right.
And yeah, there was.
I kept checking because I was kind of
There were quite a few deaths out there actually, which is really, really sad.
Yeah.
It was out in Waverly, Tennessee. But yeah, I don't know what happened, like how, like they must be prone to flash floods there. There are some rivers and things around. I mean, it's 17 inches.
You don't expect to ever see that.
There's 17 inches of water. It was more rain. I think you told me than the 2010 floods.
By like 7 inches.
Took out all of Nashville.
Well, and I was going to say I was remembering as I was talking to my family about it tonight, and on Wednesday we had rain come through. Like our son does cross country, and they had to shut down the race because like that big rainstorm came through and it was horrible.
We had a lot of rain.
We had rain Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
So it was all soggy.
And then Saturday that happened. So the ground was probably already saturated.
Yep.
But yeah, thoughts and prayers for sure to the people there because there are people still missing. I mean, it's really dire, I think.
It is. So luckily here we're okay. I mean, like in our area, it's very hilly around here, and we're not way up, but we're kind of on the top side of a hill, like
halfway up a hill.
I'm talking like 20 or 30 feet, not like
I can't imagine our house ever flooding.
No, I don't think it would take like biblical storms for us to flood here.
And we have a 2-story house. We saw some of the pictures of
because there's literally the homes right behind us are like 15 feet below us.
Yeah, like there's a
retaining wall right behind our house, and their houses would literally be completely submerged for us to get flooded. So.
Well, and the people in Waverly, I was thinking like, how does that happen? Like, were people out and about? But they were like, I think they might have been in their houses, but they had a 1-story house like on a normal road, and it just flooded.
Yeah, and like some mobile homes, stuff like that.
Oh yeah. Anyway,
so
it's definitely kind of crazy.
Send your prayers out to those folks in Waverly. Let's see what else we have here. Sorry, reading up. We're talking about Scott's hitting the tiling job. See, it's like everybody's just like, they're all having the conversation, which is fantastic. And I'm just trying to like pick out the questions. All right. We're talking about paid a guy $4,000 to repaint the inside of my house. worth every dime.
I
mean, yeah, they'd paint my entire house.
Yeah, they didn't do every room.
If they did every single room.
That'd be a good price if it was every room.
Yeah.
I think.
I mean,
depending on how big your house is, I guess.
It is. I'm going to say that's a lot of money.
It is a lot of money.
That'd be a hard pill for me to swallow.
I think it would depend on.
I'd be like, what if I did 4 rooms and we brought it down to like 2,500?
Well, we were like, we were so cheap too because we had already bought the paint. Like
yes,
at Home Depot the year before on the Memorial Day sale, I bought a huge container
5-gallon bucket
of the paint. And they were like, because you know, like we didn't know, we've never hired a house painter before, and they only will buy it like from Sherwin-Williams. They're like, no, we have, because we like Behr paint. Like we normally always use Behr. I mean, I'm sure Sherwin-Williams is amazing, but Behr has been perfectly great for us, the kind that we get. And so they used our paint.
Yes.
And so we saved a little bit of money there too.
Yes.
It was nice.
All right, Krieger dudes. He left and came back, did research. And he says what he's referring to is the 90-degree assembly clamps. And yes, I have a few of those right here, of course.
All right.
You guys know I always have stuff. It's in the same drawer, actually.
Everything is pretty accessible right here, too.
It is. So these are actually not that. I have some ones from Rockler, but, you know, I'm sponsored by Woodcraft, so we're not going to talk about it.
Are these clamps?
These are not clamps, but these are 90-degree assembly. So it's kind of the same idea. So I know Woodpeckers does make some. Rockler does make. I actually don't. I have the Rockler. I mean, it's not a big deal. I have the Rockler ones. They're actually just buried down here. I don't actually like these.
Oh.
Honestly.
Which ones?
That's why it's easy.
Who are these from?
These are from Rockler, and I don't actually like these because so they've got these little notches which you're supposed to be able to put your clamps in. I mean, they're fine for just like being squares, but like to actually use it for the clamping doesn't really work right. And so I'll either just use, actually, if you make your own, that's like kind of the way to go. I've seen a lot, I've never made my own, but I've seen a lot of people do them as long as you can make a square cut. So if you do have a squared up
why is that better than these?
I'm getting there.
Sorry.
It's okay.
I just want to know.
And so a few things. They've got the edge knocked off of them here. So, you know, so if you have any dust or whatever, like these do too. These also do. So that's kind of if you're doing it. But the ones that I've seen, and when I say this, you'll probably have seen them, is you can cut holes in them. So if it's like a piece of plywood or MDF or whatever, you can cut probably plywood because MDF can, you know, it doesn't do well under pressure. You cut holes in them and then you can clamp straight through those holes and then put them down. And so like you can do it here as well. You can just kind of clamp this to it, but they're not, you know, none of that's integrated. They tried to do it with this, but like I said, it just didn't work out for me. I didn't like
There's a lot beefier
notches.
too.
These are definitely more beefy.
Which, like, I don't know, depending on your project.
Right, it can't be, you're right, yeah.
Do you use the little ruler thing on here, honey?
Never.
They've got it like with a ruler and then the degrees are marked.
No,
which is, I mean, that's like a cool feature.
It
you
is.
might as well if you're
but
making
these are
it.
typically, if I'm using anything, Krieger dudes, I'll use these and or something similar and just clamp to them. I haven't used them in a long time, quite frankly.
They're red too.
They are red.
They're on brand.
They're on brand, on point.
If they were gold.
But I don't know of any good ones that are like I like the Woodpeckers one, but I'm sure that's like $7 million. So I probably wouldn't recommend those just because they probably cost way too much. I don't know who else. I don't know what other options are out there. So maybe I don't know in the chat if you guys know any like integrated clamps and squares for assembly. Yeah, let us know because I'm like if you ever watch my videos, you'll never see me using them because I don't have a great option for them. If you ever see me squaring something up, I'll more than likely be using, actually this is what I typically just use. I'll use either a carpenter square or the machinist square and I'll just square them up and I usually,
love that thing.
I don't clamp them, I'll just use this and I'll use like a corner clamp, the correct corner clamp or something like that.
Did you have a little baby one somewhere too or no?
Oh yeah.
Well, the one's upstairs in the room. You used that on the cabinet project too. I don't know.
Oh,
was that a square? You had like 2 squares up there.
That was that one. I brought it down. Oh. And then a little baby dude from DFM Toolworks. These are awesome. Just a little mini square.
Are you okay with the color of that one?
Oh yeah. I mean, it's like I don't like. Teresa probably likes this one. But
I was thinking that.
Oh
too.
no, I'm sorry. Teresa hates the color. She's an Aggies fan. Not.
Oh.
Yeah.
What color are Aggies?
They're like a maroon. But this is maroon and white.
This is like
and this is like burnt orange. That's Texas.
What is up with the whole horns down thing? Do we want to get into that?
No, I'm not happy that they're coming to the SEC. So there's that.
Oh man, we're talking football.
Yeah, get out of here.
When does football start? Soon, right?
Yeah. Typically
Really
end of August,
soon.
early September. Yep. They're already doing preseason. All right. What else we have here? Susan, what Behr paint do you use?
We use,
Got it right here.
I believe, the Premium Ultra. Am I right?
Premium
Premium
Plus.
Plus. Same stuff.
This is the
It's
actual paint from
Yep.
that we painted both the wall and the bookcase. I used this.
Mm-hmm.
I think I told you guys about this, and then we got it, and then I didn't read the instructions, unfortunately, early enough. Can you guys see that? Yep. So we've got this one.
So we bought this? We didn't use it?
Honey, we had this whole conversation. Remember? We were talking about it. We're like fast drying or slow drying. Ah, yes.
In my brain, this was the paint that they used in the kitchen. But this is actually the paint that it's not a different color.
No, yeah.
Sorry, just kidding. Carry
No.
Like this is the same type of paint no, it's not.
It's a different.
Oh,
All right,
never mind then. I was completely off
What we're
base.
talking about is alkyd paint, which
Yes.
so they left, what Susan's talking about is
I was thinking we were talking about
the
like
stuff they left.
right when we had our kitchen
It's
cabinets
it's too far away. I can't do it.
painted. They used
an alkyd paint,
Right.
which, so if you're not familiar, and I'm new to this, so if I'm saying this wrong, whatever, this is an alkyd paint, which is, so it says what, urethane, alkyd enamel. Oh, I thought that was the sand. Urethane, alkyd enamel, which is great for painting cabinets. It's just like a highly durable, hard finish. And so we were going to paint it on the shelves to make it like
durable.
But we didn't. I used a Benjamin Moore product on the, we used that
Bathroom?
on the vanity in the bathroom.
that was
and
good.
so I have used it. And so I was like, oh, but that one was a little bit different. This one, the drying time on this one is pretty lengthy. So this dries and recoats. So this is just a normal, it's kind of out of frame, but this is just oh Lordy, those are both full. Yep,
Right, this looks like a bad idea.
It
How
is. We're
about-
on top of the computer. That's all good. It's all good. It's all good.
Okay.
There's probably spiders all over this thing.
Ah,
This was what we did. I keep turning the wrong way.
everything's backward.
I know. This is what we did the shelves with, and then we were going to do it with this one because we're going to do the wall with this and the shelves with this.
Right.
But the dry time and recoat is 4 to 8 hours on this, which
We
would
did
have
not
meant
have 4 to 8 hours,
that would have had to add an additional day of spraying.
so we didn't do that.
So we didn't do
But
or
yeah,
2.
so
And so we
but
didn't do that.
I will say, go ahead, you finish.
I don't know, where were we going with this?
Well, she asked what kind of Behr paint we
Oh,
use.
yeah, sorry.
I was going to say we've used
So we've not used
We
this
haven't
one.
used that one. We didn't
But
get a
I'm very
chance
interested
to.
in this one.
We
This
still
one for
love this
cabinets.
color. Maybe we'll
This is
spray
what
this
I
somewhere.
would have painted.
Maybe we could
but
do
we paint-
the sideboard with that.
We could.
Yeah.
But this is what we paint all of our rooms with.
Right.
This guy right
Because
here.
we have done. Didn't we do the marquee in a room somewhere?
Yeah, and it was
And it was fine. It was good.
was not-
I would say.
not
But-
different enough.
To me, the
It still
Behr-
needed 2 coats.
to be right. You still need 2 coats, unless you're like going over white with a white. But even then.
But even then, so it's
I
not
would
even
still question whether.
because
or not
I'll go
you-
behind. So the reason, so for if you're ever painting a wall, the reason it typically takes us 2 coats is that like we'll go over it and like we're doing the W's and the V's and whatever and multiple
With a
rolls,
roller, yeah.
like on the first coat, and then it's like never fails. You go back, especially if you're going a darker color over a lighter one. You'll see where it just missed, just like little specks, right where the
Right.
nap of the roller just didn't make contact, and so you go up to the and you would never notice it, but
We notice it.
we notice it,
and it's
and
going to
so
bother us.
That's why we typically do the second coat. Is almost
Also,
always because of that.
I'm going to piggyback off that. Also, what happens is sometimes the roller goes on decently well, enough where you're like, this could work, but you look back at where you cut in,
the cut in, yeah.
and the cut in is not thick enough or whatever.
Or
like
opposite.
it needs a second.
It's typically the opposite.
It's just they're not the same. So second coat they get there. But
So
my-
typically when you cut in, you're using
Yeah.
thicker because you're brushing it on and it's like super saturated. And then when you roll that, yeah, you can see that transition. But after the second coat,
Right.
you can't. So
So I was going to say the Behr Marquee, I think, is more on the same level with like a Benjamin Moore or a Sherwin-Williams. It's also priced more, so
Yeah, it's like
it's similar in price probably.
35 or $40 a gallon.
Right, and so it's thicker.
So-
it's just like more of it was a thicker consistency. But because we've been using the Behr Premium Ultra, whatever it is, Premium Plus, which is one level below the Marquee for years, we're used to that type of paint. So I just think it's easier for us too. And we save money, so it's all good. But paint is the single biggest thing you can do to change your room with the least amount of money. So it's worth it, even if you buy the expensive one.
All right, what else we have? Ooh, Creeker Dude says, "Go Vols!" I like that. I like that. Katie's pumping the Pats.
Who's the coach? Do we have the same coach? Did you hear? Oh, sorry. Did you hear that
Don't hit me in my butt bruise.
Sorry.
That might be the title. Don't hit me in my butt bruise.
You definitely need to explain that now.
I like that one. Don't hit me in my butt bruise.
Oh, jeez.
We went. I told you guys we were camping this weekend, and we played paintball.
And they were like constantly doing
played
stuff.
Paintball, and so my boys are almost 13 and 11, and so they were really funny playing. But we went out there.
They've never done paintball before, so this was new.
And so we were out there, and I was just like John Rambo, man. I was like, I used to play paintball in college a lot, and and they're like, this is the first time, like I'm not a hunter.
I can imagine they're overwhelmed.
And I've never shot guns with them or anything other than like a BB gun here and there with scouts.
Maybe, yeah.
But and so they were kind of like, and I'm just like, oh, let's go, like follow me. We're on the same team, and anyway, I'm like hiding behind this tree. People are fighting. This tree's like, it's bigger than that, but it's like not real big. And I'm like turned to the side, and I'm like hiding, and my butt's not huge, but it's bigger than the rest of my body when I'm hiding, creep down, and I creep down, and one of the things just hit me right in the stinking butt.
So were you?
And of course, it didn't. No, because it didn't bust.
Break. Oh.
It just bounced off my cushy butt, and it just. But it left this nice big bruise.
Yeah, it's a bruise for sure.
Yeah. Oh, I was showing I was like, look at my butt bruise.
So that's the whole story behind that.
That's the whole story of the butt bruise. So don't hit me. I have no idea. You hit me right in the butt bruise. I didn't know what to say.
Oh, no. I know.
Talking about coaches.
Sorry, I'm hitting you again. The head coach of the Titans just tested positive for COVID.
Who's the head coach?
Something with a V.
The big linebacker.
Not Vogel, but something with a V. Mike.
Vrabel.
Vrabel. Yeah. Anyway,
he said that
he's gonna
He played for the Pats. He was an all-star for the Pats back in the day.
He's been doing good for the Titans, but he said they tested the whole staff, I guess, everybody, and he was the only one that tested positive. And they've all had the vaccine. They had to all get it before training camp started, and so he's like one of those breakthrough whatever. Like he's fully vaccinated, but he's got COVID. And so he said he's gonna there's like a man-made lake pond or something near the practice field. He's going to sit in a boat out there watching it from a distance, watching them practice.
Lori Scott, how you doing? Love the bookshelves video. Thank you, Lori.
Thanks.
Appreciate that. Let's see, 100% acrylic diamond is what I picked. I don't know what that was from.
Paint?
I'm not sure. Yeah. Katie said, butt bruise? Oh, yeah, so it's 8:30. We have to wrap up.
It is. It's 9:30.
The small hot dog roller. Krieger dudes.
We used a regular roller this time.
I used the small hot dog roller on the cabinet, on the bookcases.
When we painted the wall, I was like, we have to use the big boy roller.
Which is funny because we ended up covering up most of that wall that we painted because I thought I was going to be able to get away with leaving it open in the back. The walls were just I should have known, but I was like, I don't know, like it'll be cool. Don't ever try to leave an open bookcase like that tall. It's just not going to work.
I will say, I appreciate the fact that you did that because when we carried those huge bookcases upstairs and into the room from the garage, it was so much easier to carry them because they were open on both sides.
Susan was a super trooper. So those carrying 8-foot bookcases is not cool. It's not fun. They're 92 inches, but it was in a second-story room, and we kind of went, this is a funny thing. I'll end it with this, but the story, we get up there, 2 things. So if you're ever working, if you're building built-ins or something similar, 2 things to think about. So one, I was forward thinking enough to be like, okay, I know I can't build a full floor-to-ceiling bookcase with a toe kick because you can't stand it up because of the diagonal. If you try to stand it up, you get into the room, it won't stand up because it's too tall. So I built a toe kick base for it that was like 3 inches, and we made it lower so that and I did the calculation. I did it in SketchUp, and I was like, okay, that'll clear. And so we brought it up there, and we get up to I don't know, were we up there, or was it right before we went up? I think it was right before we went up. right. We were about to grab it. And I look down the hallway. So where this is at, it's down this hallway towards our laundry room. And I look at it and I go,
there's just like,
it's like
a
narrow hallway.
And then a door.
And then
that's
it's a hallway, a utility closet, a regular closet, and then the laundry room. So there's no you can't go
area
into a room, and kind of do the 3-point turn. And so I was like, we physically can't bring this bookcase in through the front door of the bedroom. Luckily for us, it's a Jack and Jill bathroom.
Thank goodness.
And the other room, our other son's room, is straight in line with the other hallway. I wonder if they did that on purpose. Probably not, but
it was wonderful
maybe.
For us.
And so we came up the stairs, did the 3-point turn, went through into the bedroom, did another 3-point turn, and then went through the Jack and Jill bathroom into the other.
There was just that moment of panic where we were like, we're not going to get in the room.
It was about to be part 2. How to cut a bookcase in half and reassemble it.
Oh my gosh.
Luckily, we didn't have to do that. So make sure you check before you do something like that if you're going into a second-story room. And secondly, the other thing, I'm sitting here installing everything, and we put it in place. And then I look up after we put the bookcase in place, and we have ceiling air registers in that room, and you'll see it in the video. Mm-hmm. I looked up, and I didn't look at this at all. I look up, and we're about that far away from the ceiling register.
Like the ceiling register for the whole room.
And I originally had it going longer. Yeah. We reduced it by 3 inches so that we could, because the electrical outlet hit right in the middle of one of the bookcases. And so I wanted to move it in because we didn't want to move it out because I thought things were getting, because for the sheet layout, for the plywood, if I made it longer, I would have had to add an extra sheet of plywood.
We would have just cut down the desktop.
So we made it shorter. I was like, I guess that's true. That'd be an easier fix.
We could do that, but scale-wise, we had it how we wanted it with the desk and the size of the desk versus the shelves.
If you're doing floor-to-ceiling stuff and you have ceiling registers, maybe you want to look at that. I mean, because I didn't. I looked up and I was like, wow, that could have been a disaster.
Well, and it's funny because you sketch up everything. But
I do, but nobody sketches up the ceiling.
We didn't think to sketch up the ceiling register, but that's important.
Floor register, I would have thought about it. Ceiling register, didn't even register.
I'm not even going to humor that.
Okay. All right. Let me see if we have anything else before we jump off here. JP, what's up, my man? JP, we're starting at 8:30 these days, Central Time.
This is the first time.
I know. Join us. Creeker Dude's been hanging out with, or not been hanging out, met with Mike Vrabel. He's a good dude. Oh. Let's see here.
I'm sorry, did the Creeker Dude say they were hanging out
Mark
with Mike
Handy,
Vrabel?
how's it going? Yeah, they were. All right, cool.
Very cool.
All right, guys.
Hopefully you don't have COVID.
We are, so 8:30, we're going to go ahead and lock that in, at least for the time being. So next week, 8:30 Central, be there. You can join late, doesn't matter. But if you want to see all the good stuff.
You can hop on early if you want.
The beer of the week and Builders Club update and all that good stuff. Join us at 8:30. Yeah. All right. Thanks so much, guys. If you've not seen the video yet, go check it out. Built-in bookcases with an integrated desk. One of my favorite videos that we've done recently, actually. It was Chris did an amazing job on the edit. I was amazing.
Chris added a lot of funny.
There's a lot of great humor in there that Chris added. He's awesome at that stuff. I really enjoy it. But go check it out if you've not already. And we will see you guys next Sunday. Get out there and build something awesome this week. See you guys.
Bye.